like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found, was blind, but now ooh, I see. Oh yeah. Hey, we are getting ready to go back into our Theology Thursday as we talk about this end time eschatology. We've been walking in this vein for the past week now, and nothing's gonna stop us. Nothing's gonna stop us now. So get ready, y'all. Grab your pen, paper, some notes, a notepad, and let's get this ball a crack-a-lackin'. Ezekiel Chapter 36, 37, and 38, the War of Gog and Magog. Ew. Hello, everybody. Sirwalterj show. Hold on. No, I got sound. I'm he. It is the evening edition. Baby. Hey, yo, is come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Water is fine. Yeah, water's fine. Water's fine. Water's fine. I don't know what you're talking about, Amber Rogers. I got plenty of sound on my phone. I'm watching what you watching. Anybody else out there got sound? Good to see you, Annette Clemens, and good to see you, Collins. And good to see you, Leela and Aiken and Fraser and Linda Poole came back. Linda, you all right? You came back. My rebuke must have been sharp. You missed class. You missed class. She came back, so I got to remove the F and give you a B minus, maybe. Yeah, good to see you, G&A and Jenkins. Ezekiel Chapter 36, 37, 38. Let's see what's papa-locking. Anyway, let's see what's popping. Good to see Carolyn Keys and Deatrice to the Carter. 30. Well, let me tell you what. I'm gonna give you the opening to the thingy, and see if you can stay with me for a good alva. All right, a good alva. Yeah, Linda said, B works. Okay, the author, whose name means God strengthens. This is Ezekiel 593 BC, before the Common Era. All right, the theme of this book is the destruction of Jerusalem and its restoration. Ezekiel is one of my favorites. Yes, we all have sound, Amber, except you. You turn your button up. All right. Now, the key words in here, Oliver, is judgment, blessing, individual moral responsibility. Doris James, good to see you, by the way. Now, God strengthens is Ezekiel. It's identified as Ezekiel the priest, the son of Buzai. Although his identification has been challenged, there seems to be no valid reason for doubting it. This is he. V. Tyson, so good to see you. Now, Ezekiel's personality reflects a mystical strain, the immediacy of his contact with the Spirit. It's immediacy. The mediocrity is something else. Lynette, good to see you, Morrison. All right. His message was addressed to a demoralized remnant of Judah exiled in Babylon. That's who he went to. I don't know why I never had that book ready for y'all when I go. Is that it down there? Nah, I don't think that's it. The moral responsibility of the individual is a primary theme in this book. All right, moral responsibility. Good to see Michelle Casey. Hang around. You in Bible class. You in Bible college, by the way. So you got to hang around. You're not allowed to leave. Not you. Say hello to your husband for me. That's my buddy. Donald Talley, blessings to you. So let's go to Ezekiel chapter 36 and see what is God doing for Israel? Why is he handling Israel this way? This should be read in all of the schools throughout the land. Unfortunately, it's a separation of church and state, so you can't do it. But this story, even if it was put up as fiction, it should be read. Oh, because it's just a great story. It's a great story of God's judgment and then his blessings. All right. So I'm going to go to the screen here, see if I can read it on the screen, because it's that way I can look at you and read and see how we can make sense of it. All right. Chapter 36. Are y'all there? Good to see you, Leslie Hicks. Blessings to you. Y'all there? All right. Did Amber ever get her sound back? I don't know. Son of man, prophesy to Israel's mountains. Prophesy to Israel's mountains. Give them this message. O mountains of Israel, hear the word of the Lord. This is what the sovereign Lord says. Your enemies have taunted you, saying, aha! Your enemies have taunted you. And the enemies are like, ha ha ha! Now the ancient height belongs to us. Therefore, son of man, give the mountains of Israel this message from the sovereign Lord. Your enemies have attacked you from all directions, making you the property of many nations and the object of much mockery and slander. Ha 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 ha! Sound like America. That's what's going to happen. Therefore, O mountains of Israel, hear the word of the sovereign Lord. He speaks to the hills and mountains, ravens and valleys, ravines, ravines and valleys, and to ruin wastes long deserted cities that have been destroyed and mocked by the surrounding nations. Again, remember, Nebuchadnezzar and them boys down there, the Babylonians came in here and just swept up the place. The Chaldeans came and swept up the place. Therefore, mountains, hear the word of the Lord, is what he's saying. My jealous anger burns against these nations. He's jealous, especially Edom, the Edomites. God said, Jacob I love, but Esau I hate. Who was Esau? He was the daddy of the Edomites, because they have shown utter contempt for me by gleefully taking my land for themselves as plunder. Shame on you. Therefore prophesy to the hills and the mountains and the ravines and the valleys of Israel. How many prophets today do this? They don't prophesy about a doom and gloom and a takeover. No, they prophesy over riches and wealth and prosperity and advances and houses and lands and cars and jewelry. That's all they prophesy to you. It's my season. I decree and declare you're going to get all this great stuff. Ain't nothing. You ain't doing nothing bad. Ain't no sin in you. No destruction shall come near thee. Tell them, sit down. You lie. He said, this is what the sovereign Lord says. I am furious that you have suffered shame before the surrounding nations. I'm furious. You're my children. Can you imagine your kids being ridiculed in the streets of your town? And everybody around the town is laughing at them? He said, therefore, this is what the sovereign Lord says. I have taken a solemn oath that those nations will soon have their own shame to endure. I'm coming after my boys because I love y'all. Good to see you, Joanne. I'm coming after you. I'm about to save you. But the mountains of Israel will produce heavy crops of fruits for my people, for they will be coming home soon. They're coming, y'all. All right. This land is desolate. All right. The Babylonians came and took them, got them out of there. Okay. The Assyrians came and shoot and stole them. All right. And so there it is. It's just land ruins, pretty much God's saying. And the other nations are laughing, pointing at Jerusalem. Ha ha ha. Their God ain't nothing. He said, see, I care about you. Why y'all think God don't care about you? He said, I care about you. And I will pay attention to you. Your ground will be plowed and your crops planted. All right. I will greatly increase the population of Israel, and the ruined cities will be rebuilt and filled with the people. Y'all think they just left forever? No, they got to come back. I will increase not only the people, but also your animals. O mountain of Israel, I will bring people to live on you once again. I will make you even more prosperous than you ever were before. Then you will know that I am God. I'm the Lord. I'm Yahweh. I'm Elohim. I'm Jehovah. I will cause my people to walk on you once again, and you will be their territory. You will never again rob them of their children. Now, this is what the sovereign Lord says. The other nations taunt you, saying Israel is a land that devours his own people and robs of their own children. Sound like America, don't it? We're eating our own young. We're imploding from the inside because we don't care for the poor. This is what Israel was doing. This is why God punished them. But he says, but you will never again devour your people or rob them of their children, says the sovereign Lord. I will not let you hear those other nations insult you, and you will no longer be mocked by them. You will not be a land that causes its nation to fall, says the sovereign Lord. Oh, Israel, I'm so proud of you. I was worried about you, Israel. Me, Sirwalterj Jones. I was so worried about you. Okay? Now, that's what God was saying in the chapter. I'm not going to read all of it. That's what he was saying in Ezekiel 36. He was preparing the way because he's getting ready to do something. How he going to do it is shocking. How he going to do it? Come here, boys. There's food here. He's talking to the enemies. Come here, boys. I'm setting you up. Come on over here. If you want something, come get this. Okay? Chapter 37 comes on the scene. Right? Y'all reading with me? I don't know why y'all don't read this stuff. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay? Here's what he say. The Lord took hold of me, and I was carried away by the Spirit of the Lord to a valley filled with bones. Dry bones, dry bones, dry bones, dry bones. Okay? And he led me around among the bones that covered the valley floor. They were scattered everywhere across the ground and were completely dried out. And then he asked me, son of man, can these bones become living people again? God is a God of symbolism, isn't he? He said, I'm talking to you. I'm gonna rescue my people. They will never be in this situation again. So come here. Let me show you how I'm going to do it. Ooh, to the weed. This is great stuff here, man. Oh, sovereign Lord, I replied, you alone know the answer to that question, is what Ezekiel said. I don't know the answer to that. Why you bring me to this valley? Then he said to me, speak a prophetic message to those bones and say, dry bones. Denise James, listen to the word of the Lord. This is what the sovereign Lord says. Look, I am going to put breath into you and make you live again. I will put flesh and muscles on you and cover you with skin that's sinews, y'all. I will put breath into you and you will come alive. Then you will know that I am the Lord. It's too good for me, y'all. Too good for me. And this is what Jesus Christ did for Lazarus. He called his name Lazarus. All them Lazarus that was in the ground. That one heard him, though. Lazarus, get up. Rise. Loose that stuff that's on him, that burial clothes, and pick him up, loose him, and let him free. So I spoke to this message. I spoke this message just as he told me. Suddenly, as I spoke, there was a rattling noise all across the valley. Ruth, you missed a lot. You missed a lot. The bones of each body came together and attached themselves as a complete skeleton. Then I watched. Muscles and flesh formed over the bones. Then skin formed to cover their bones, but they still had no breath in them. What? Them bones, them bones. And then he said to me, now, speak a prophetic word to the wind, son of man. Speak a prophetic message and say, this is what the sovereign Lord says, come. Oh, breathe from the four winds. Breathe into these bones, these dead bodies, so that they may live again. And so I spoke the message as he commanded me, and breath came into the bodies. They all came to life and stood up on their feet. A great army. Zoe. Ooh, can you picture? Can you imagine? Y'all got great imaginations here, right? Y'all imaginating? Then he said to me, son of man, these bones represent the people of Israel. Stop. This is not the church. I'm tired of you fake, phony, false prophets and bad teachers bringing the church over to the Old Testament and sprinkling us in here and trying to remove Israel and put church in its place. That's called replacement theology. It is the most dangerous gospel and doctrine that you can preach and teach. It's false. It's eisegeting the gospel. It's doing a deductive study of the word. And that's why our churches are screwed up and jacked up when we're trying to do Old Testament miracles in our church. And some people have died because we tried that stuff. Who are these dry bones? It's not the church. The Bible interprets itself. Verse 11 tells you who it is. He says they are these bones represent the people of Israel. Lies. Carolyn Keys, lies. They are saying we have become old, dry bones. All hope is gone. Our nation is finished. Therefore prophesy to them and say, this is what the sovereign Lord says, oh my people, I will open your graves of exile and cause you to rise again. Then I will bring you back to the land of Israel. When this happens, oh my people, you will know that I am the Lord. And I will put my spirit in you, and you will live again and return home to your land, your own land, the one that you built up. Then you will know that I, the Lord, have spoken, and I have done what I said. Yes, the Lord has spoken. Me, myself, and I. Me, myself, and I. That's right, Amber, the whole house of Israel. And then the reunion of Israel and Judah come together. He said again, a message came to me from the Lord. Son of man, take a piece of wood and carve on its words. This represents Judah and its allied tribes. And then take another piece and carve these words on it. This represents Ephraim and the northern tribes of Israel. That's sometimes the northern, up in the north is called Ephraim, right? Now hold them together in your hand as if they were once a piece of wood. And when your people ask you what actions does this mean, say to them, this is what the sovereign Lord says, I will take Ephraim and the north tribes and join them with Judah. I will make them one piece of wood in my hand. Then hold out the piece of wood you have inscribed so that the people can see them, and give them this message from the Lord. I will gather the people of Israel from among the nations. I will bring them home to their own lands from the places where they have been scattered. I will unify them into one nation of the mountains of Israel. Now, some people believe that happened in 1949, midnight. The United States declared Israel a nation again after it being destitute, desolate, and after the temple had been destroyed and overtaken, and they were captured by the Assyrians and captured by the Babylonians, the Chaldeans, and then of course the Roman Empire, the Grecian Empire. Okay, that beast, that giant that you saw with the feet of clay and the gold and the silver and all this. Okay, all that stuff was happening, and the 10 toes. All right. We'll get into all that stuff later on, but this is what God is saying here. This war has not happened yet. Well, this preparation that I'm talking about right here has not happened yet. Now, people start the clock at 1949. That's where they start the clock. All right. I believe that territory over there, yes, I believe it is Israel. It is Jerusalem. Yes, I believe that. But unfortunately, all the people have not returned, all of them. Some of those people over there are the true people, and some of them are not. Many of them are not. Many of them are Zionists. All right. And even some of them don't even know who they are. Understand? It was a mixed people over there. And when they came out of Egypt, they were mixed. Sometimes the word stranger is used, all right? But these tribes are coming back. And then Ezekiel Chapter 38 comes on the scene, and this is how God is going to handle this mess. Oh, man, you don't want to be around. You don't want to be there, Dubois. Good to see you. Good to see you, Barjolia. Good to see y'all. Good to see ya. This is another message that came to me from the Lord. Son of man, turn and face Gog and the land of Magog, the prince who rules over the nations of Meshech and Tubal. All right, these are territories, or they are persons, because of the word prince, who rules over the nations of Tubal and Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against them. Some translations would insert the word Rosh in there, R-O-S-H. They practice Judaism, but not accepting Jesus Christ. Yes, the Messiah, Joanne, that's right. The average Jew over there is not a believer in Jesus Christ. Good to see you, Andronicus. You're late. He said, give him this message from the sovereign Lord. Gog, I am your enemy. I will turn you around and put hooks in your jaws and lead you out with your whole army. Now, pay close attention to what's happening here. Many of y'all are blaming the devil for a lot of things that's happening, but that ain't the devil, that ain't Lucifer, that ain't Satan, that ain't Beelzebub, that ain't all these demons and what have you that's doing all this stuff all the time. All right? And much of what's getting ready to happen in end time prophecy, as far as the destruction is concerned, is God himself. God is doing it. He's a terrible God. He's a mighty battle axe. I don't know about that 48 date because the Bible says they will no longer be two nations. That's not true, and they have not brought them all from. Yes. And there you have it. Notice I said they all ain't home. All right? So Amber is co-signing what I said. I don't know who them people is over there. But some people set the clock at that time. I don't know. He said, now this is how God is gonna get the, and I'm gonna show you a map. Let's see. I think I have some maps here. It's blurry. These maps are kind of blurry. Okay, this is a map of the nations here. Here's Rosh, Magog, Meshech, Tugomar. Sometimes the name changes. Gomar, Tubal, Persia. Okay. Now it's kind of blurry. Some of these I was trying to get up here so that you can really see what's going on in the maps. All right. Most maps line up to what they're saying. Let's see. What about this map here? I might just use this one here. I don't know. It's a little more clearer. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's get back. Now, what's happened here is it appears. What did I do with it? Where'd you go? Okay, here it is. There you go. It appears, if you look at the lines here, it appears, let me pull up something. How do you do this? I'm going to pull out something right here. Okay, let's pull this in here. Make that smaller. Let's make that smaller. Let's make this my pointer. Okay. All right. So you see the names here. What the Bible is going to say, what I'm getting ready to read, is these lands here. Okay. Gog, Gomar, and Togomar are like twin cities in a sense. All right. He put them together. Persia, Libya, and Ethiopia. He's going to take these people from these lands. All right. Not Saudi Arabia. Over here, Libya, Turkey, Russia, Iran, and down here, you got to go to Egypt, okay? Down here in Egypt, all right? Now, what is, as far as religion is concerned, remember y'all told me there were 3 religions in the world. Can you put it in the comment again? What are the 3 religions? Can y'all tell me? In the comment section. What are the 3 world religions? Good to see it, Philip Riddle. Blessings to you, sir. What are they? Intebade. What are the 3 world religions? And the 3 that you're going to put down there, what's the one religion that's in relation to the territories that I just mentioned to you? What is the relationship of the religions compared to the territories that I just mentioned to these nations? Yes, sir. Seals, Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. Yes. Okay. So, which one out of the 3 that you'll see are mostly the residents of these territories here. You guys are getting it right. Good to see you, Wilson. Yep, you got it right. You got it right. Absolutely. Yes. Keys. Yes. Rogers. Islam. All right. When you look at the map again, notice what's happening in these territories. Okay. Notice what's happening. That's right, Ruth. Muslim. Joanne. Islam. Wilson. Islam. All right. Islam and Judea. You're right. That is true. All right. But Judaism, of course, will be the center of it, because as far as Judaism is concerned, where's my thingy? Judaism is right up in here, because what's right there? Was right in that little piece of land right there. That one little piece of land. All these nations are going to go against that one land. All right? But if you go and do a Google search, what would be the religions of Turkey and Iran and Libya, all right, and down here in Ethiopia? What are the religions down there? Now, there are Christians scattered throughout here, all right? And, of course, the Jews are scattered throughout here as well, as it pertains to today. All right? But God's getting ready to do something with these lands here. All right, let me see if I could pull up. Is there another map that I have? This map here is kind of blurry. All right. But I want you to see where these territories are. Here's Persia here, and of course Persia was renamed. All right. Y'all remember the Persian Gulf War of George Bush Sr. was president at the time. The Persian Gulf War was 1990. What was that, y'all? 91, 92, somewhere around that time. All right. We keep hearing about the Persian Gulf. What is a Persian Gulf? And I didn't know what it was. And then you would hear Iran. But back then I wasn't that great at the Bible, knowing the Bible and the geography and all that stuff. So I started doing searches and what have you. And I realized that Persian Gulf they just kept that name, but that was the original name was Persia, and Persia was changed to Iran in 1935. All right, so you'll start seeing these names, the old names in the Bible, but some of the old names still exist. Okay, but many of them were changed, and we still know where these lands are. Yeah, many of them are turning to Christ. Yes, they are. And especially Egypt. Where's old Egypt? Okay, I gotta get to the other map, because this one don't move like I want it to move. Okay, let me get to the other map. Is this the one I want? Okay, here's old Egypt over here. Let me pull up this right here. Okay, shrink that down a little bit. That's my pointer until I can figure this out, y'all. This would be my pointer until I can figure it out. All right. There's old Egypt right there. God's going to save Egypt. All right. He's going to save her. One of the last remaining places that we're messing with right now is up here. That's Russia. Okay. Russia. Watch her. There is a misnomer. People thought that because the Iron Curtain fell, remember? Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall. Y'all remember that? Who said that? And we started to see the bear fall over on his side. And we thought, well, Russia's done. Or was she? And we got Putin came up in there, and he started rebuilding. Yes, Reagan said it. And we started seeing history unfold during the time of Ronald Reagan. They even called him the Antichrist as well. Every president seemed to have been called the Antichrist by one of y'all. Yeah, everybody want everybody to be the Antichrist for some reason. Okay, so let me get back to this. Get back to my notes. All right, so with those lands that I just showed you, here's what God's saying in chapter 38. Give him this message from the sovereign Lord Gog. I am your enemy, and I will turn you around and put hooks in your jaws to lead you out with your whole army, your horses, and your charioteers in full armor, and a great horde armed with shields and swords. Persia, is that name. Ethiopia, that name stayed. Libya, that name is still there. Will join you. Now, of course, this is NLT. The King James, the King James may be using different names. Verse 4. Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya. Okay, so they are using the same. Now, they got some footnotes here. Yeah, all right. So Persia is the same, okay? But Ethiopia would be in the Old Testament Cush, okay? And Libya is Put or Put, all right? So he's saying, buckle up, y'all. Persia, Cush, and Put, okay? And those are the names. I don't have that book down here either. The genealogies of the three sons, Noah's three boys, and which ones came, who gave us, okay? Notice, which son did Noah curse? Can somebody put in the comments section? Which son did Noah curse? Which one? We tend to get that one wrong. Anybody? Tawana, you're late. Yeah, I didn't see you yesterday either. I was on. Where was you? All right. Can somebody tell me which son was cursed? All right. God is watching came in first. She says Ham. Was Ham cursed? Was Ham cursed? Was Ham cursed? Was Ham cursed? Joanne says Canaan. Wilson says Canaan. So y'all read it again. Who was cursed? Did Noah says, I'm going to curse you, Ham? Or did he say, I'm going to curse Canaan? Yeah, that's a tricky one right there. Why did not God curse Ham, but he cursed Canaan? All right. I don't want to put that that's too much of a burden on y'all. So I could do a show on that if you want me to. All right. Because there's some theories there. Because the unfortunately the man got drunk. Okay. And anyway, let's go. All right. So he says Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya will join you too with all their weapons. Gomar and all its armies will also join you, along with the armies of Beth Togarmah from the distant north and many others. All right, now Gomar is going to join, and let me show y'all Gomar. This is Gomar here. Turkey is Gomar, and of course Syria. Okay, Turkey and Syria is Gomar, is what God is saying. They will join the fight. So Ethiopia, Persia, Turkey, Syria. He's saying, gather them up. I'm getting ready to do some. I'm getting ready to do some dirt. Okay, Tawana, leaving work. All right. Please come back. Good evening to you. Help Mama Remote. So good to see you. All right, now, he set that up. Then he says, get ready. Be prepared. Keep all the armies around you mobilized and take command of them. A long time from now, you will be called into action. In the distant future, you will swoop down on the land of Israel. Notice what verse 8 says. A long time from now. Long time. In the distant future, you will swoop down on the land of Israel, which will be enjoying peace after recovering from war and after its people have returned from many lands to the mountains of Israel. Verse 8 is very important. How could y'all be saying that it's happening right now? You bad prophets and what's his name, who I played, Pat Robinson. All right, how could that even happen in a couple months? You know how long it would take all of the Jews and the 12 tribes of Israel to get back into Jerusalem? You know how long it would take? So this cannot be happening. It can't not be getting ready to happen in a couple months. It's impossible. So God had to step in and talk to the enemies and say, hey boys, there's meat over there. Y'all call all of y'all, your boys around. Come around. I'm getting ready to do something. Hey Natasha, Kemp, good to see you. So a long time from now, they're at peace. God made sure he put them at peace. You and all your allies, a vast of an awesome army will roll down on them like a storm and cover the land like a cloud. This is God telling the enemy to attack my people. Ain't that about nothing? This is what the sovereign Lord says. At that time, evil thoughts will come to your mind, and you will devise wicked schemes. You will say Israel is an unprotected land filled with unwalled villages. It's wide open. I will march against her and destroy these people who live in such confidence. Just pride. Just confidence. And I will go to those formerly desolate cities that are now filled with people who have returned from exile in many nations. Now, God refilled them with all his people and made them plant and grow food and have babies and remove the walls and tear down the fences and just this utopia. He set them up. But not only did he didn't really set up the Israelites, he set up the enemies who were getting ready to fight against Israel. Set them up. He removed the hedge. The Bible says, if you move a hedge, the serpent will bite. I will capture vast amounts of plunder, for the people are rich with livestock and other possessions. These enemies are saying, boy, we about to eat good, man. And they think the whole world revolves around them. Oh my God. They think the whole world revolves around them people. But Sheba and Dedan and merchants of Tarshish will ask, do you really think the armies you have gathered can rob them of silver and gold? Do you really think that? Do you think you can drive away their livestock and seize goods and carry off their plunder? Do you really think you can do that? Huh? Therefore, son of man, prophesy against Gog. Give him his message. This message from the sovereign Lord. When my people are living in peace and in their land, then you will rouse yourself. You will come from your homeland in the distant north with your vast cavalry and your army, and you will attack my people. This is God doing this, covering their land with like a cloud. At the time in the distant future, I will bring you against my land as everyone watches, and my holiness will be displayed by what happened to you, O Gog. Then all the nations will know I did that. This is what the sovereign Lord says. Are you the one I was talking about a long time ago? You the one? when I announced through Israel's prophets that in the future I will bring you against my people? You remember when I said that? You were the one. But this is what the sovereign Lord says: when Gog invades the land of Israel, my fury will boil over. I am so upset. I'm tired. I'm fed up. In my jealous and blazing anger, I promise a mighty shaking in the land of Israel on that day. All living things, the fish in the sea, the birds in the sky, the animals of the field, the small animals that scurry along the ground, and all the people on the earth will quake in terror at my presence. Mountains will be thrown down. You're going to be like, Mad Dog coming? Mad Dog, okay? Mountains will break down. Thrown down, cliffs will crumble, walls will fall to the earth. I will summon the sword against you, all of the hills of Israel, says the Lord. Your men will turn their swords against one another, and I will punish you and your armies with disease and bloodshed. I will send torrential rains and hailstones, fire and burning sulfur. Oh, why you don't want to be there. In this day I will show my greatness and holiness. I will make myself known to all the nations of the world. They will know that I am God. Wait till they get a load of me. I did this. When God is fed up, Carolyn Keys, ooh, to the wee. And then chapter 39 comes on the scene. Son of man, prophesy against God. Give him this message. O ruler of nations of Meshech and Tubal, I will turn you around and drive you towards the mountain of Israel. Go over there, bringing you from the distant north. I will knock the bow from their left hand and the arrow from their right hand, and I will leave you helpless. You and your armies and your allies will die. On this mountain I will feed you to the vultures and the wild animals. You will fall in the open fields, for I have spoken, says the Lord. And I will rain down fire on Magog and on all your allies who live safely on the coast. Then they will know I did that thing. He said, in this way, I will make known my holy name among the people. I will not let anyone bring shame on it, and the nations too. You'll know I did that thing. Then the people in the towns of Israel will go out and pick up your small and large shields, bows and arrows and javelins and spears, and they will use them as fuel. There will be enough last them 7 years. Y'all, that's a great body of people. 1.5 billion people will die. He says they won't need to cut wood from the fields or forest, for these weapons will give them all the fuel they need. They will plunder those who plan to plunder them, and they will rob those who plan to rob them, says the Lord. And I will make vast graveyards for Gog and his hordes in the valley of the travelers east of the Dead Sea. It will block the way of those who travel there, and they will change the names of the place to the valleys of Gog's hordes. It will take them 7 months for the people of Israel to bury the bodies and cleanse the land. From January to my birthday, July, that's how long it would take for them to bury the dead. Everyone in Israel will help. Everybody, come on, let's bury these folks. For it will be a glorious victory for Israel when I demonstrate my glory on that day. After 7 months, teams of men will be appointed to search the land for skeletons, and they got to bury the skeletons so that the land won't be dirty and tainted. Whenever bones are found, a marker will be set up so that the burial crew will take them to be buried in the valleys of Gog's hordes. This is bad, y'all. Then he says, now, son of man, call on the birds and the wild animals, and say to the wild animals and the birds, gather them. You say, come, y'all. What's the man who talked to the animals? Come here, come here. You say, gather them together for my great sacrificial feast. Come from far near to the mountains of Israel, and there eat flesh and drink their blood. Eat up. Eat up. Eat the flesh of mighty men and drink the blood of princes as though they were rams and lambs and goats and bulls. He said, get fat. Gorge yourselves with flesh until you are glutted. Drink blood until you are drunk. This is the sacrificial feast I have prepared for you, birds, and you animals, you vultures, and you bats. Come around. I'm about to feed you. Feast at the banquet table. Feast on horses and charioteers, on mighty men and all the kinds of valiant warriors, says the Lord. Eat. Dr. Doolittle. There he is. Eat good. I will demonstrate my glory to the nations. Everyone will see punishment. Everybody from around the world will see the punishment. They all gonna see it, y'all. They all gonna see it. This is bad. Bad. And Psalm 72 picks it up with Solomon with this beautiful song. Solomon wrote over 1,000 songs, about 1,000, and this is the first time we'll give credit to Solomon's. It's only 2 times we'll give credit to a particular song, but the Bible just says he wrote about 1,000, I believe it is. And you have to read Psalm 72. All right? And you'll see the reign of Jesus Christ. So, historically speaking, Magog was the grandson of Noah. Many of you probably didn't know that. That's who Magog was. That's Noah's grandson. You got to go to Genesis 10 and 2. And you'll see. Old Magog survived. You're late, Mitzi. Go stand in the corner with Chris. Chris, what time did you get here? The descendants of Magog settled to the far north of Israel, and likely in Europe and in northern Asia. Now, Magog seems to be used to refer to northern barbarians in general, but likely also has a connection to Magog, the person. So the people of Magog are described as skillful warriors. You got here 10 minutes ago, Chris? Yeah, go. Yeah, the corner is waiting on you. You and Mitzi go play cards. Go play Uno until I get back. Okay. All right. Now. Now, there's another Magog mentioned in Revelation chapter 20. It is not the same. But what they're referring to in Revelation chapter 20, they mention Gog and Magog again. It is not the same as Ezekiel. What they're saying is you have their spirit of Gog and Magog. Because by the time Revelation 20 comes on along, this war of Ezekiel 38 had already happened. Good to see you, Michelle Carter. You in the corner too? You hope you're not late? Clock keeper, put the clock up there and let Michelle see it. Put it in nice, beautiful fuchsia green colors. Put it up there. The book of Revelation used Ezekiel's prophecy about Magog to portray a final end times attack on the nation of Israel. Linda Ivy, good to see you. She late too. Y'all live in the same house? It is important to recognize that Gog and Magog of Ezekiel 38 is quite different, again, from Revelation 20. Now, in the battle of Ezekiel 38, what I just read, the armies come primarily from the north and involve only a few nations of the earth, just a few. Number 2, there is no mention of Satan in the context. Satan is nowhere near here. God says, I got this one. I don't need your help. I wanted you to attack Job and you had your fun with him. But right now, I got this. So Satan is sitting there watching it. Number 3, Satan like, wow. Ooh, your daddy really beating your butt. Ooh, wow. Didn't I tell you? Yeah. 3, Ezekiel 39 states that the dead will be buried for 7 months. There will be no need to bury the dead if the battle in Ezekiel 38 is the one described in Revelation 20. You understand what I'm saying? There's no need to bury them. Why? Because for immediately following is the great white throne judgment. And then the current or present heaven or earth is destroyed. And it is replaced with a new heaven and a new earth. So this Ezekiel 38 war is not going to happen in the end of the tribulation. Y'all understand it? So I'm trying to fix the title. The title is, when does this happen? Now, the popular belief is that this war of Gog and Magog, Tubal and Rosh and Meshech will happen after the rapture of the church, but closer into the tribulation. Some people say that it will happen in the first 3.5 years of the tribulation. And many scholars say it will happen, it will kick off the tribulation. I believe it will kick it off because God has got to get rid of these Muslims who are attacking Israel so that the Antichrist could set up a new religion and sit in the temple and say, I'm he. No Muslim will allow this to happen. Not in that territory. We've got the Dome of the Rock. We've got some uneasy things going on over there. There's no way. So God had to clean house, open up the tribulation door, and settle a score with his brothers. Is that making sense to any of y'all? All right. Now, I'm almost at the end because I see the clock. All right. Now, does the Bible say anything about Russia in this relationship? Yeah, well, with Russia back in the news in a big way, many people are wondering if recent events in Eastern Europe have anything to do with the end time prophecy, and if so, how much? Well, much of discussion has to do with an ancient prophecy from Ezekiel that I just read. The word of the Lord came to the Son of Man. I just read all that. Gog is a person, and whoever Gog is, he is from the land of Magog and is the leader of Tubal and Meshech. Some translations add Rosh to the list. That's why people think it's Russia because it says Rosh. That's a stretch. Okay. And a confederacy of other nations: Persia, Cush, Put. All right. We all know that's Turkey and Syria, Gomar and Beth Togarmah. All right, I gave you the map there of all those territories renamed. And whoever he is, he will have plans to attack a peaceful and unsuspecting people, Israel. Now, Magog is a land in the far north from Israel point of view. I gave the map again. And most Bible commentaries interpret Magog as Russia. Indeed, Russia is straight north, all the way up to the Arctic Circle, according to the view. Rosh is a reference to Russia, or Meshech is either Moscow or the people north of the Black Sea, the area of southern Russia or Ukraine. And Tubal, which is always listed with Meshech in scripture, is identified as a city of Siberia, or an area in the central Turkey area. All right? So all that is right there, ready for your examination. And those people have no clue what's getting ready to happen. So the Bible does mention Russia, although not by name in connection with the end times. Ezekiel 38 and 39 definitely refers to a nation coming from the northern Asia, to attack Israel. Now, after the Cold War, Russia lost its superpower status, making the fulfillment of Ezekiel 38 prophecy seem to not happen, unlikely. However, recent events have shown that Russia is gaining strength, and many believe that the invasion of Crimea is just a first step in the Russians' plan to restore its dominance in that hemisphere. It is also interesting to note that in the Soviet area, Moscow was solidly aligned with several Muslim countries in opposition to Israel. Since the breakup of the Soviet Union, Russia has continued to make overtures to the Muslim world. And who is Russia? Who can y'all tell me who Russia's allies are? Anybody know? Who are the allies of Russia? You should know at least two, because we've been dealing with them through your dear President Trump. Who are the Russian allies? All right, let me see. Y'all should know at least two. Antibody. Yes, Natasha. North Korea, Iran. Angela Fraser says China. Amber says China, Turkey, Asia. Okay. Y'all are on it. You are on it. Okay. So if they are the allies of Russia, what does that say about Ezekiel 38 and 39? Can y'all tell me? What does that say about Ezekiel 38 and 39? Yes, Tawana, China is extremely important to us. Amber says everybody except the United States. All right. Why is this important to what I just read in the Bible? Antibody. I'm pulling up a list here. Anybody? All right, they're saying here, Iran, Michelle says Iran, Libya, China, Serbia. Somebody said Cuba. You got it. You nailed it. Syria, Serbia and Syria, Pakistan, Laos. Is it because with support they will have power? Help Mama Remote. Come on. Here it is. Venezuela, Greece, Armenia, Vietnam, okay, Mongolia, Slovakia, India. They giving a whole list here, and all of the stands, Turkestan, Kazakhstan, okay, and what have you. All right, these Azerbaijan, Bajan, okay, all these names here. All right, where are they located? Notice their names and where they're located. All right, so there is a powerful alliance that Russia have, and usually alliances don't break. Blessings to you, Elliot Banks. Thank you, sir. I haven't done the thing in a long time, because I be losing it. All right, here it is. Thank you, Elliot Banks. Blessings to you for the super chat. China is trying to take over everything. Yes, they are. Cuba has always been in the picture. Yes. Military power. Yes. I thought Venezuela was in a civil war already. Well, I'm reading the list, and yes, they are. All these stands were part of the old USSR. That's right. And why the evangelicals were praising Trump for the movement of the embassy in Israel, they should have been looking at Russia for the end time prophecy, because we don't know who these folks are right now in Israel. The evangelical church has been blindsided because they don't understand eschatology nor the DNA of Israel. They sure don't. They're sidetracked. All right. There's a problem. There's a hole in the bucket, Eliza. There's a big hole, and they don't understand. This thing is real close. All right. So there is a superpower rising up with Russia. See, Russia itself may not be a superpower. It's becoming one again. But they got super in their power because of the other allied nations. There's 1.3 billion people in China and the Asian territories, all right? And look at all these other allies that they have. So if Russia go to war with someone, they're saying, hey, y'all are allies. Let's do this. When the United States go to war with someone, who's going to war with us? Can y'all put some nations in there? When the United States decides to do a scuffle, who's joining us in the fight? Anybody. Anybody. America isn't a scripture. Could it be? Yes. Elliot Banks, the United States will lose its superpower for various reasons. One reason is because of what happened in 2020. 2020 was a precursor to why we are going to lose our superpower, because COVID came in here and disrupted everything in our lives, everything, which caused division. Where? Division spiritually and naturally, economically. Division. United Kingdom. Yes. Islam. What? Sheila said nobody. Carol said, you're right. We got nobody. Amber said nobody. Yep. Nobody. All right. We got a couple boys left. We do have a couple boys left. All right. Okay. We have a couple boys left. One nation is still with us. They are a superpower of themselves. We still got one. Now we do have, we have to understand, we do have Italy. We still have France. All right. And we have Great Britain. All right. And we have, of course, Canada and South America. So we do have, we do have some help. But unfortunately, Trump came. If Trump would last much longer, those allies over a period of time, they out of here. Yes, of course, especially Israel. People take Israel for granted because it's such a small piece of land. But again, let me show y'all this map here. All right, let me show y'all this map. It's crazy. All right, all of these nations are going against one little piece of land. Let's see where I need a bigger. Okay, look at this. This is Israel. You see how small it is? Look how big Turkey is. Look how big Russia is. Look how big Iran is. Look how big Libya is. Look how big Syria is. Look how big down here in Egypt, Ethiopia. All right. Okay, now I made a mistake, y'all. I said God was going to save Ethiopia. God's going to save Egypt. My bad. I'm sorry, up here, Egypt, not Ethiopia. All right, but look at this. That little piece of land, all these nations are going to go. That's not a fair fight. There you go, Joanne. I did a whole show on Psalms 83. Yes, may be small, but mighty. The reason why they keep winning wars, Jerusalem keep winning wars. Every time they go against Jerusalem, they win. Remember the 7-day war, 7-year war, 7 days. All right. Remember, since 1949, all the way to right now, nobody could topple Israel. Ahmadinejad says that he prophesied, he tried to fulfill a prophecy of Psalms. He said he was going to wipe Israel from off the face of the earth. That was Iran. And they still have that plan to wipe them out of the face of the earth. But Israel's is a military force, is a force to be reckoned with. The 6-day war, thank you. It's a force. You don't want to mess with Israel. Why? Because God got them. God is preserving that land, and he's not allowing anyone to destroy Israel. I don't care who's over there right now. God is preserving the land. It really ain't about them people over there. He's preserving that piece of land. He has ownership on that. He owns the deed. And whoever's over there doing whatever, he said, all right, listen. Y'all got squatters' rights. But I got to preserve this piece of land. I'm the landlord. I got to preserve it. Y'all go ahead and have your squatters' rights all you want to. But I got to preserve it. God is laughing. He's in derision. Psalms chapter, 2? 1 or 2? Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves against the Lord and his anointed. The rulers take counsel. And God says, This mine. I own the deed. Yep, come on. all her life she had to fight. Yeah. All right, y'all, let me shut it down. Clock keeper, I think that's my time. A few years ago, I saw a dream, a woman by a river with a large tiger, a tiger-like animal that was white. When she saw me, she spoke to it. Beneath the water, suddenly the map of the USA began to float on top of the water. It was blood red. Then I found myself watching these people in white with lime green hats on their heads, and they had briefcases from long ago and were moving. Unaware that I saw them, they were all tiny people who looked Chinese or Asian. When I saw the U.S. map at the beginning of COVID-19, I understood the dream. Since that time, the Chinese have been extremely busy all over the world. They have an agenda. There you go. Come on, Mitzi. You better preach this with me. You saw prophetic vision. And what you saw is what I just went over for the past few days. Get ready. So God will protect and preserve Israel and get them ready for that war. All right. Okay, y'all. I think I wore y'all out because I wore out too. I'm tired because I ain't ate. I'll see y'all again. I don't know if I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow. I haven't done a 1970s show in a long time. I might want to pull out my 1970s outfit and just have some fun tomorrow. All right. Put this down for a while and let's talk about prophecy come Sunday for my pandemic report. This pandemic report, Sunday, I'm talking about the vaccines. Should you or should you not take the vaccine? This Sunday at 9 o'clock, there will be no, anyway, this Sunday at the 9 o'clock, we're talking about should you or should you not take the vaccine. And I'm going to expose you hypocrites. I'm going to expose you hypocrites as it pertains to this vaccine. Hypocrites! All right? Because I hear I see all of the news. I get all of the inbox messages. I get the texts and the emails, and I get all of the. It's an old fight about the fetus mixed into the vaccine. That's an old fight. That's an old fight. People think it's new, so they're sharing it with everybody because they never heard it before. But that's old fight, and yet your children been shot with vaccine. Y'all take your yearly shots to get into school. You don't even know. You never check the ingredients. Now you want to check the ingredients? Hypocrites! Oh man, the Lula B, was you here all the time? I want my smiley face on my paper. I was the Lula B. You ain't said nothing this whole hour. Yeah, you getting the smiley face. You did. I gotta find. Hold on. I gotta get you a smiley face because you ain't said nothing. You ain't said nothing this whole hour. I gotta find something on my screen. All right. Let's see. Hold on. That is funny. Okay. All right. This is a teaching I did in my Bible study at my church. We're talking about the 4 Gospels. I'm teaching for the next 3 Wednesdays. But I'm gonna get you a smiley face. Hold on. Is this thing on? Let's see. Draw. All right, and let's give you a marker. What color you want, honey? You boom. All right, and let's see. Hold on. Look, yes. Yeah. You did good, Lula B. Wait, I might as well finish. I'm the expert in stick people. All right, you did good, Lula B. You did good. Hold on. Let's see. Let me give you some hair. Give you some hair. Okay. What else? Let's see. Let's get you some pimples. I'll give you a dimple, okay? Okay. And you're so excited about that. I'm gonna give you some tears. Thank you, teacher. Let's see what else. I'm gonna give you a top hat because we're going to prom. Okay. Oh, let's see. You also need a ground to walk on. So let me. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me give you a ground to walk on. My stuff is all over the place. Hold on. You got it. You need a ground to Okay. Let me stop acting the fool. All right. I gotta go, y'all. I wanted her to know that I appreciate. Oh, no shoes. Wait, hold up. I forgot to give her some shoes. Oh man, that ain't right. Hold on. I gotta go back. Hold on. Let me see. You gotta get some shoes. Hold on. I can't. Hold on. There's your shoes. All right. It's Christmas time, Charlie Brown. Okay. Lula B gave me a super chat. Lula B gave me a super chat. Thank you, darling. Oh man, that is hilarious. That's hilarious. Now watch that. That picture is gonna be the picture on YouTube. That's gonna be the watch. That's gonna be the thumbnail. Ellie said stilettos. Him at play. Yeah, I put them stacks up there because of my 1970 show. All right, y'all, let me go eat. Baby girl ain't here. She faked me out. Baby girl gone. She out there doing whatever she doing. She living riotously. She ain't home. So I got to find something to eat. All right. Can somebody feed me? Please, can somebody feed me? I got to go eat something. Ain't nothing. Oh, yeah. It is something in the refrigerator. I forgot. All right. Oh, well, I want to get something to drink. All right. All right. I love y'all. Take care of yourselves and one another. If you're on YouTube, go ahead, subscribe, and boom, hit the like button. Turn the future green, and we'll see you sometime this weekend. Maybe tomorrow we can get our boogie nights on. 1972, right? I haven't done 1972 yet. I got to get that going. All right. Peace, y'all. Love and so.
Goodbye. 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 Enjoy yourself. Bye. Goodbye. 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 Bye. Well, goodbye. 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 Goodbye.
Fellas, does it seem like you can't get a good woman? Ladies, wonder why you can't keep a man? Then read The 4 Women That Men Desire, Volume 1, by Sirwalterj to figure out how to break the cycle. Go to Amazon.com to get your copy today.